Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. And you're here. Nobody cares. You're here. Nobody cares. It's a nice, sunny, early day. I don't want to talk about my personal life. It's what it is. I'm going to light this up real quick because I don't know how much time I'm going to have to smoke with it. Probably at least 30 minutes, maybe 45. This cigar is generally probably going to be an hour and a half. But then again, it's all about pace. I didn't have any smaller cigars like Robusto or Corona, but I'm going to just enjoy this cigar at whatever time I get, and when I'm done, when I have to go, because I'm on standby, I have to go. I can't. I can't stress it enough. We got to go Batman. Here's what it is: the Oliva V Maduro. Um, Now, what I just did there is not the proper way to light a cigar. Yes, they use a match, but due to being a little windy right now, I didn't toast it because trying just to toast and the winds, I need to hold this up, and it's hard to hold a cigar to keep the match steady and block the wind. So when you puff a cigar, right? Wait, okay. When you light a cigar, you want to puff as little as possible to pull that fire in. Okay. Well, that's going to start off the cigar wrong. It starts going to have a little more charred taste, but not in a good way. So you want to toast as much possible with soft, gentle heat. And that way the initial puff is just embracing the cigar. You don't want to have to work to light it up. Like, the work is to let the match do the work. And then you come to it and it's ready. Initial impression, this is a full strength cigar. Initial impression, this is a strong cigar. Initial impression, this is a heavy cigar. It is what it is. And I'm here in a parking lot. It's a lovely day here. It's the first day of summer. So happy summer to you all. God gave us 4 seasons, one sun, one moon. It's what it is. It's the first day of summer. So we'll celebrate this together. And as the first day of summer, maybe you'll put your spring in the past and stop 451. Okay? If you know a friend who's committing 451, tell them to stop it. Tell them to stop it. Judgment Day is coming soon. I can't stress it enough. You could take that to the bank and cash it twice. Is what it is. I'm in a beautiful neighborhood right now. Sadly, I'm in a medical facility parking lot. Um, my my woman, she has to go through a procedure, and she didn't want me in there, and I have to respect that. You know, she has family there with her. I brought her here because I didn't want her to drive, and I'm here with her. But obviously, she wanted to be there with her mother, so that's fine. So, but anyway, so here I am. At the same time, I wasn't going to just sit in the car like a jerk off. Uh, I don't like to sit in the car outside somewhere too long. I'm from New York. If someone's sitting in the car too long, you're like, is this guy hitting the bank? I don't understand. Either you drive in the car or you get out of the car. You know what I'm saying, though? Sitting in the car and not doing nothing is like holding some ice cream on a spoon, but not eating it, but not putting it down. What is this guy doing? He's holding a bowl of ice cream. I don't trust that guy. I don't trust that guy. This one's hard to find for you, not for me. This is the regular V Maduro. It's harder to find than the Milano V Maduro. It's regular V Maduro. Especial Maduro. There's the Oliva V and Oliva Milano V. And there's the Oliva V Maduro and the Oliva Milano V Maduro. I'll tell you what, my two favorite are the V Maduro and the Milano V Maduro. I like the V Maduro over the regular Milano V. That's how much the Maduro wrapper on this V increases the quality in the cigar. The V Maduro is rather strong. The V Maduro is stronger than the Milano V Maduro. So you decide what you want to do with it. The Milano V Maduro is delicious, a very nice cigar, but it's definitely smoother than this and quieter. I mean, it's still a bold cigar, but we're just zooming in, comparing this to that. So, of the four, I'm telling you, the Oliva V Maduro, I, I think overall is might be the best one as far as how much it gives you versus the price point. Because I pay, I think, $10 and change for this. The V Maduro is phenomenal. I had this drying out for a couple of days, but I noticed too, all my cigars in my humidor feel a little soft. And I'm sorry, in my I put in my dry box. They're all smoking great, and this band can move, but the cigars feel a little soft, which is kind of strange. The bands can move, and this has been in the dry box since Saturday, 4 days, almost five. Great smoke output. The ash is rather chalky and dirty looking. I'm not going to try to grow the ash on this, which is strange though. So even though the cigar feels a little soft, there's no problem of this thing being over moist, too much moisture because I had it sitting out, no cellophane for almost 5 days. It is what it is in my dry box. I think maybe just having that was the first time though I had that many cigars from a lounge, like 7 or 8 cigars from a lounge at the same time. At the same time, and I think actually, I know they were all wet. I think the box got. I should have took the cap off. Does that make any sense? So if you're putting 1 or 2 cigars in your dry box, is one thing. But if you go to a cigar lounge and you buy a whole bunch of cigars and you know they're all wet, which they're gonna be from a cigar lounge, you might want to take the cap off of your cedar box, just like leave it open for a day, because it's almost like I bet that all that moisture settled in the box and it would just take a little more. But the cigar is smoking great. But no, okay, the regular V is fantastic. The V is a very affordable, strong cigar. You have a great time. Could somebody give me the blend? Can we get the blend on this? This is the V Maduro. It's a full strength cigar. It's 3/4 strength darkness, almost 80%. It's solid 75% darkness, almost 80%. What's up, Dream Life? But I can't stress enough, the V Maduro is such a phenomenal cigar. It's a bold cigar, and I'll tell you what, it's even bolder smoking at what are we doing? 10:30, 11 o'clock in the morning. So, like I said, I mean, sadly, I'm here outside of a medical center, but you got to make the best of it. There's nothing I could do. I'm doing what I can. I took off work early, uh, brought it here to the facility, but then I'm just going to sit here. If I just sit here, I'm just going to get sad thinking about what if this, what if that, and that's not going to help her. All I could do is just keep on being myself and just not let it affect me in a way like where all right, that's it, life's over. Oh, that's it. Oh, here we go, like Joe Pesci in Goodfella. Oh no, like it's what it is. We're all on borrowed time. The problem is when we get sick or we find out we might be sick or we think we're sick or we're depressed, we think life is over. Here's the thing. You only had a few days to begin with. Stop wasting your time. Stop wasting your days. How much more time do you think you got? 1,000 days? 100 days? 10,000 days? Whatever you got, it's not a lot. It ain't that much. You better smoke your best shit. This is a full strength cigar. Could we get the blend? Does nobody work for me anymore? Could we get the blend on this? The Oliva V Maduro. Is this a Mexican San Andreas wrapper? Can we get the blend, please? Let me tell you something though. If you said what's the best one and factoring in the money, get the V Maduro because the Milano V Maduro is definitely more luxurious and in some ways more tasty, but it's not as strong. And it might cost. It's definitely going to cost you more money. So pound for pound, the V is more efficient in pricing, and you're going to get a lot for your money. But I'm talking about the Maduro. The Maduro version of the Millennials complete the cigar, in my opinion. So that's what I thought. It's a Nicaraguan Puro with the Mexican San Andreas wrapper. That's the best way to say it. It's a Nicaraguan Puro with the Mexican San Andreas wrapper. That's the best way to say it. Full strength, 80% darkness, long, heavy finish, classical flavors. I mean, tons of earth, exorbitant amounts of black pepper. Tons of earth, tons of black pepper. Here's the thing though, tons of chocolate, tons of earth, tons of black pepper, tons of milk chocolate, and a sourdough twanginess. Um, long finish, long salty, sour kind of puckering finish. So the cigar has some kick to it in strength. Definitely, it's full strength and in uniqueness where you're like, it's just unique enough. It's not an exotic cigar, but it's just unique enough where you go, doesn't feel like a classic Maduro. And it has some classic Maduro flavors, but smoke the cigar and let me know what you think. The V Maduro is a great cigar. The Mexican San Andreas wrapper might be one of the most versatile wrappers, especially when it comes to strength. Because Mexican San Andreas wrappers, you can really push. The wrappers decide the flavor, but the fillers push the wrapper. However, the stronger the fillers, the more it pushes the wrapper. However, not all wrappers can be pushed. Meaning, you could have a cigar and then two versions, and one's a stronger version, but when you push it stronger, it don't taste right. The wrapper hit its threshold. It's kind of like caliber. You could take the same 9 millimeter bullet and you'd say, oh, this one has more pressure. It's plus P plus. So one's at 1150 and one's at 1300 feet per second with the same bullet. And in theory, you would expect better performance with the 1300 feet per second. It's more power. Yes, it is. More feet, pounds of energy, and more velocity. The problem is if the bullet is not designed for increased speed, it almost will destroy itself upon impact, and maybe it won't be as accurate because it's too fast for the design. Depending on the barrel you're using as well, might not stabilize. I can't stress it enough. But you guys know all about this. So making a cigar stronger doesn't always make it better. I mean, generally speaking, we want it stronger. We want more flavor. But there's a threshold, you know. Can they handle the heat? Can the wrapper handle the pressure? And let's use it for example, LFD. And guys have noticed it with LFD. Along the lines of LFD, sometimes you don't always. I love LFD. I love what they do. They use really high primings, but you don't always get the best performance. And you really got to dry out an LFD. Not all of them, but most of them, because it's such thick, heavy tobacco. So so in a way, LFD is kind of interesting doing stuff that other people don't do, because I remember reading articles about LFD where they said they use the thickest, highest priming, wrapper possible. All right, well, other companies you might say, well, why is he using thinner wrappers or lower priming? Yeah, it's not going to be as strong, but it's going to burn right. It's going to, I don't know. There's a lot of factors when it comes to a cigar. Sometimes just doing more that doesn't work like going to be better. Just keep on adding more tobacco, or just keep on making stronger tobacco. There is a science behind it. There is wisdom behind it. This the draw on this is very good. The airflow is very good. The burn on is very good. I could hold the ash on this, but I'm probably not. And it is what it is. It is what it is. It's a bold cigar. That's a full strength cigar. It's not a scary full strength, but you know you're smoking a strong cigar. You know you're smoking a strong cigar. I don't think for breakfast. I mean, I had breakfast, so in a way, this is a midday cigar. It's 11 and change right now. Yeah, you can enjoy it in the afternoon, but be mindful. It might mess up the rest of your day. It might mess up the rest of your day. And Gio's not reliable. Gio is not reliable. Gio's not reliable. And I might just be some guy sitting here in the grass at the edge of a parking lot on a well maintained Corolla. Is what it is. That's the other thing, too. Remember what I tell you, the wrapper is not giving the cigar its strength. You could have stronger type of wrappers, that will have stronger notes, but I can't stress it enough. The filler, picture the wrappers the outside, right? Like this shirt is my wrapper, right? This is my binder, but my body is the filler. If I was a weak bitch, I would just be a weak bitch in this shirt. You say, oh, that'd be like saying, oh, all guys in blue and white striped shirts must be a bitch. And then you see a guy my size, a full size man, a full size man. I am a little man, right? And you see a guy my size, and you go, oh, I don't know. I saw a cigar with the blue and white shirt on, and it's kind of a strong cigar, man. I don't know. The fillers push what the wrapper is. So right now, I'm a strong man in a blue and white shirt. If Gio was wearing this, it'd be a weak man in a blue and white shirt. It's just the wrapper. The wrapper's important. It's what you see. In this case, it's what you taste. But the fillers will decide how strong you taste it. And I can't stress that enough. Intensive for camping and eat your prunes. And I don't know. It's drawing great, but I'm almost thinking there's just some hollow spots in this cigar. That might be a construction issue. Not that it's not burning well, but look into that ash. Like that's a cavity in there. And now I'm thinking, yeah, there's a dead spot right here. There's a dead spot. Like literally, you see, I could push the tobacco. See that? It's almost like there's a dead spot in there. I mean, shout out to Oliva. The cigar still tastes great, but that's a quality control issue. The wrapper looks great. It's a bold-looking dark brown wrapper, but there definitely is a hollow spot in the cigar. I mean, that really shouldn't happen on a Oliva V level and higher, because the V is still considered a premium cigar. I wouldn't go as far as luxury, but it's a solid mid tier. And the V Maduro is definitely a more. It's a limited edition. The V Maduros, they only come in 10 count boxes. I would say the V Maduros definitely have similar prestige to the Milanios and the Milanio V Maduros. Um, it's such a jump going from regular V, which is great, but to Oliva V Maduro, it's a jump. It makes the cigar jump a category. You could put the V Maduro next to Milanio V Maduro, and it's kind of like Padron 26 and 64. Both great cigars. This would be like the 64, stronger and bolder. So depending on your mood, baby, depending on your mood. So Gio's not reliable. Gio's not reliable. Gio is not reliable. Gio's not reliable. It is what it is. Right? It is what it is. Hey, Joe Yeso, we haven't seen this guy in a long time. Joey, how you doing, Joey? We missed you, man. How you doing? All right? You okay? I hope life is treating you well. Stay fresh, all right? Stay fresh. Hey, look at this beautiful guy. All right?
What's going on?
You hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I got two questions.
All right.
Are you fresh?
I'm fresh. Always fresh.
Okay. Are you at work?
I'm at work, yeah.
Okay, so I'm not going to ask you the second question.
No, you can ask me second questions. Okay.
I know the answer.
I'm
The answer is at work. So I'm not going to ask you at work. Are you by yourself?
by myself.
I'm still not going to ask you because
Trust me, it's okay.
I'm not. Nah, you'll understand later why in the private chat.
Okay.
You'll understand. You'll understand. Because see, Richie, I don't just think about myself. I care about everyone else and their job. So no, hold on for a second. You're wrong. You're at your house, right?
No. I'm at work.
You're at your house, right?
Yes.
You're not representing your company by any means right now.
Ah. Nope.
You're relaxing at your house.
Yep.
So let it be known you're relaxing at your house.
I'm relaxing at my house.
You got a great house. I like the blinds.
I,
It's a nice house. I like the flowers there. Did your wife do that for you?
yes. Beautiful.
That's a nice thing. So you smoking right now or no?
Nah, not right now.
Uh, so what time you have to work to?
Um, I have to go back to work soon, and I'm gonna be there to 5:30.
I'm gonna drop this ash. You see the hollow spot there?
Yeah.
Is a soft spot in the binder and filler. So I'm gonna get rid of the ash because I don't feel like that dumping. You know, you can see the cavity. You see that?
Yeah, really.
So I mean, the cigar's still working fine, but
Mhm.
it's kind of shitty for Oliva to pass that along. For me, quality control Oliva is always really good, and that's the first time that happened on Oliva V Maduro, where I have like a solid soft spot, you know, and it is what it is. It's a handmade product. It could have
Yeah.
been Friday at 4 o'clock, you know. Is what it is.
Really
Hey, you
good.
got some good color. Would you go to Florida? Would you go to the beach?
I go to Florida like every 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
That's nice.
We're going back Saturday morning. We fly out of Islip to Tampa.
How much of those flights? Did you get like a deal on flights?
Yeah, we have unlimited flights. We paid $3.99, so it costs us round trip is $25.
That's not bad. So you pay a flat fee and then $25 every time.
Yep.
So what do you lose? That's not how many months?
That was from May until September, and then we purchased from September to February 2024. That was another $299.
If you use it 2 or 3 times, it's worth it. Well worth it.
Yep.
And MacArthur, people are saying if you're on Long Island, MacArthur is such a nice, easy
Oh,
airport. Like going to JFK LaGuardia. Oh my God, you know that's a nightmare.
yeah.
Dude, time JFK, I was at security 3 hours.
Yeah. Well, my wife just texted me. She's like, "We got to get up at 3:30 on Saturday." I said, "Our flight is until 6:50. I'm not getting up 3:30. It
No,
takes
no.
me 20 minutes to get to the airport. It takes you 5 minutes in the airport."
If it took you more than a half hour at MacArthur, I would give you $50.
Yeah.
Like I mean, like it's not possible. People
Nope.
don't understand what MacArthur Airport is. It's not like any other airport, you know. You know,
Really.
it is what it is.
Huh?
Yeah, you know, my uncle used to be the commissioner of that airport. He was the
All
boss. Yeah, so he retired from Port Authority, I think, as a captain,
right. Mm-hmm.
and then after 9/11, after all that shit, and then he got out, you know, medical, you know, and you got the 3/4, I think, and then he was the assistant commissioner of the airport, and then he
Okay.
became the commissioner. You know, he was political with the Republican Party. That's
Mm-hmm.
how things roll, you know, politics. But then he was commissioner for a couple of years. But then the guy that appointed him, I don't know if you know, I have to look it up. He was a politician. It might have been out of Brentwood or something. But then someone in his campaign got caught with illegal funding. So then
Mm-hmm.
he got kicked out. A new guy came in. So the way it works is with political appointees, when a new guy comes in, he's
Yeah.
going to appoint his. So my uncle did nothing wrong.
No, no,
But
no.
if you're appointed, you could be unappointed. It's not like a civil service job. You
Yeah.
understand? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
A lot of commissioners and deputy commissioners, and that's
yeah.
just what. They're right outside my window. There's airplanes parked right outside my window.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
At your house. course, you don't have to show it, but yeah, wow, you're like John Travolta, Rich, and you grew on me. You're a reliable guy in the show. You're much more reliable than Gio. I appreciate that.
I try to be. I enjoy the show. Some
You
people
know,
don't.
the
I know
it's
you.
part of life. You know, it's not just smoking cigars. It's the whole thing. It becomes a it's like Cheers. We come here to hang out, but I don't promote a debaucherous lifestyle. Have a cigar. You want to have a drink once in a while, okay, but limit it because I don't promote an alcoholic lifestyle. You understand? I'm like, hey, you want to be a gentleman? Hey, we're gonna have a glass of scotch tonight, okay? But I'm
Right.
not like, oh, just keep the whole bottle like a pirate. Like I've seen to destroy so many people's lives,
Yes.
and I'm around it. If you're around alcoholics, you're gonna become an alcoholic, even if by default. So I don't want to be around that, you know.
You
But
walk.
I
You walk. Somebody who
drink.
limps. You walk with someone who limps. You're gonna limp.
Well, yeah, so I mean, look, I mean, it's just not being a degenerate. You know what I'm saying? Though, like I'm gonna have a cigar, but I'm not gonna smoke 10 cigars a day. I mean, that's degenerate. You know,
Yeah.
that's insane. I mean, imagine smoking 10 cigars a day. I wouldn't be able to taste anything.
No, not at all.
You know,
Three. Three. I could do three.
three. If you're relaxing or vacation, but that's still a lot. If you have the whole day, but you're gonna feel it the next day. Like, especially if you got to get up at 5 a.m. for work, you're like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
like last night with the guys, I ended around 10 o'clock, and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna smoke another one." And I thought about it. I said, "No, I gotta get up at 5 in the morning." I was like, "No," like saying, no, I'm trying to cut the lounge off by 10 because me going to 11. By the time I get to bed 11 to 30, I gotta
Right.
get up at 5 a.m. I gotta think about myself too, and getting like 5 hours of sleep is not enough. I need to get at least six and a half. So I gotta take care of myself too. You know?
So I don't have to. I only work 4.5 miles from my house, so I don't have far to go. I don't punch a clock.
Yeah. Well, you paid the price though. How long have you been in this business?
I've been at this job for 30 years.
So you earned your place. You're a chief. You're at the high table. But did you start high table?
No, I started working on the bench, little mechanic.
So
Now
what were you doing? Making what's the word I'm looking for? Little motors or making transformers? What were you doing?
I was working on generators. So what it is we used to do mostly helicopters. So it starts the aircraft. So it's a starter and it's a generator. So it's a starter and an alternator. If you compare it to a car,
Right, right. Interesting.
yeah,
Is it
nothing that lands
that,
here.
that three phase?
No, they're actually 28 volts. But we do some three phase, which is they're 400 cycle though.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, no, man. I mean, that's what I tell people, man. But about getting jobs, you got to start somewhere, and if you let your work you work hard at something, especially with private sector, and
Mhm.
you stand out. But you just gotta be the toughest guy in the room, and eventually you're gonna get promoted. You gotta seize opportunity too. If you just worked hard, had a bad attitude, people are like, "Oh, this guy's an asshole. I don't want to deal with him." But you schmooze a little, but also work hard, so that they go, "Oh yeah, this is a good guy." If you schmooze it and you have a good reputation, it's kind of like you do best of both worlds.
I spent many years working 7 days a week, 12, 15-hour days. Now I try to work 7.5 hour days and 5 days a week.
Yeah, it's and you had your situation with child support back then, but
Oh,
now I got 5 left. I'm on the tail end, and reality, my situation is resolvable by working every other weekend, even just one day of overtime. That
right.
one day of overtime in the month, in a sense, can compensate not for almost total what I lose in child support, but about 75%. So it's almost like if I just every other Saturday, if I work every other Saturday, I almost don't. You know what I'm saying? No, I'd rather suffer a little and be a little more tired, but like not do what I want and not. You're gonna suffer either way, unless if you're rich, you really suffer. I know people that are rich, they suffer. Know why? Because they're delusional, and they become they have too much time, and they can't have any real friends because everybody just wants their money,
Yeah.
and you know what I'm saying though. And then it's just they become detached from reality.
Right.
So I don't mind being middle class. Now if you worked yourself to a point from middle class to becoming rich, that's different. But if you were born a millionaire, in a way, most of the time those people live poor their whole life because they're not happy. I have a millionaire friend. Well, I'm not talking about he earned it. Like
Mm.
Sacco shit. I'm talking about I had a friend that was born into it. Right, his father was wealthy, and I remember I talked to him. I said, "Oh, what happened? You don't have a Ferrari anymore?" And he said, "After your third Ferrari, it gets so fucking boring."
Yeah.
And he got bored of Ferraris. I said, "Wow, that's a terrible place to be in life."
Yeah.
He switched. and Rover, but he got bored of Ferraris at like 30 years old. Isn't that depressing?
because they don't know how to appreciate it.
Not only that, you're talking to me, a middle class guy. You think I
Yeah,
want to hear it?
that's true.
You think I'm ever going to hang out with that guy? I
Yep.
disrespect him for that. People are struggling to pay their rent, and you're like, oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Uh, the Lamborghinis.
Yeah. I'll never be that guy driving a Lamborghini, the Ferrari. I accept that. I'm middle class,
Yeah.
and I'm the same as you. I'm happy to be middle class. I'm honored to be middle class because
You
middle class.
just get ahead of your bills. Ahead of your bills. You know what I'm saying, though? And that's rich. Hey, you know what? When something comes in, I got it. You know what I'm saying? Also, you got to know when you want something, you go, nah, I can't afford that. I find the more you buy, it's like, did you ever go to a garage sale after an old guy dies and you see all his shit in the garage and the family's like, yeah, take whatever you want, $10 a piece. Eventually, so if you live just to get more stuff, it's just going to get dumped at a garage sale. Or for me, I like to go to the used gun store and you see these beautiful stuff that somebody had in their safe for 30 years. And if I'm not saying I have a nice little collection, but if you have 200 pieces, it doesn't matter. You can't even take them to the range. So it becomes just nothing. It's almost like, you go to like Applebee's, all that stupid shit on the walls. You know what I'm saying? No, it just becomes shenanigans. It's just like, you know.
Hey, you go to Applebee's here in Shirley.
Mm.
I'm on the.
Oh, really? I never went to that one.
Yeah. Actually, my old when I was younger, when I was first became a fire chief, they have my original gear, my original helmets, all my original equipment, my actual equipment, in the big display case.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. So yeah. I mean, I have to check that out. I mean, I'd like to come in the summertime, but we'll see what's going on. I have I told you what happened this month. I got to also come up with my daughter's um, half of her what's it called tuition because she goes to private school now. It's a private homeschool, but still costs more money on top of the support, on top of the braces, which I could do. But I told the mother I want to come for a birthday, but now that trip only costs me 1,500 to 2,000 between the flight and going there and spending all the money, and then you want extra money for tuition on July, and I'm moving July 1st. So on the same day, it's like I'm moving. I got tuition money, support money, brace money. I said, look, I love my daughter more than anything, but I might have to come later on in September or something like that, or October for Halloween. You know, I can't do everything. It's like, and I don't have to technically pay tuition and split it with them. I could be a dick and say, take me to court because it's not in my child support. It's not in there. But I know my daughter enjoys the private school because she gets homeschooled, but like 4 days a week she goes to a church in Sayville and they have tutors and they have like field trips and they have recess and they
Right.
have so it's because her mother took her out of the public school. The public school now, and
Right.
her mother told me they started putting kitty litter for the kids that are cats, and she said that's it. I warned her about it. This was last year, 2 years ago. I warned her about it. She goes, "No, that's not true." I'm like, "It's coming. It's Sodom and Gomorrah." And finally, she listened and she saw it happen, and she said, "My
Yeah.
one friend, my daughter, her friend was wearing wings because she said she was a moth. She was an insect,
Ah.
and they allowed it. She identified as a moth." And that was it. It was just like the whammy button. Okay, that's enough.
Yeah.
Now, if you want to be a cricket, be a cricket. You know,
Yeah.
but you don't have to be around. What
Yeah.
are you what are you gonna have a cricket school? I mean, I don't know. Aren't you so glad you grew up in the '70s and like now?
Totally different. If you did that,
You would be at the insane asylum in what's that in Brentwood? What is that? Sacticos.
hmm
What is that called? At the Sacticos, you got the Pilgrim State.
yes,
You'll be
yeah,
a, you'll be a Pilgrim State. Suffolk County went to Pilgrim State, and then
right,
it went to the other one. What's the other sane asylum in Kings Park?
right,
And then this was going back in the day. The way it worked was you had three insane asylums on Long Island. I think two in Suffolk and one in Nassau. Basically, what someone told me was one was for the five boroughs, one
right.
was for Nassau, and one was for Suffolk. Now, of course, things changed as things went on, but that Pilgrim State, these things were like a city. They had their own fire department, their own
Yeah,
police department, their own nurses, doctors, water department, plumbing, electrical. It was a city. Did you ever drive through Pilgrim State? How big it is?
it's big, it's huge,
I'll tell you what, you should go there now, and you should go to Kings Park. Not
right?
not check in. I mean, go there and bring a cigar because Kings Park is right there on the water. And bring a chair and a cigar, man. You could find a spot and have a cigar on a beautiful day. There's really some nice spots you could smoke a cigar, man. I mean, really, you know, you bring a little cooler, whatever, have a drink, and just clean. They don't bother anyone. I recommend them, man. Check it out. I mean, especially closer to sunset. Um, I smoked a lot of cigars over there.
See,
Nice,
man.
but this is what it is.
Yeah, when you come out, you got to hit me up when you come
I
out.
will. I'll try to have like we'll make like one solid night and say, hey, I'm available tonight, and because when I come home, it's so crazy, I mean, I'm just,
Oh, yeah, I
you know,
mean, you're limited to time. I understand.
yeah, but and what changed was last time I was there, I was staying at my ex-wife's house a lot, and it worked better for my kid. But normally I don't have that opportunity. So
Right.
normally I take my kid and I bring her home 9 o'clock, and then I'm free at night. And we could have planned something, hang out, have a cigar lounge. But
Yeah.
I'm not complaining. I got to spend more time with my kids, so it was what it was. Normally I didn't have that opportunity, but I don't know. It is what it is.
Yeah.
At the same time, I ended up getting food poisoning. I almost died at my ex-wife's house. So I can legally say I got dragged out in an ambulance, and that was by Santa Murchis.
Oh, so you're right next to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Nice if you put me on the ambulance. That would have been nice.
To be honest with you, it could have been my daughter.
My ex-wife said there was a girl.
My,
The
yeah,
EMS.
yeah, she'd be a real short young blonde.
I wasn't conscious. I was in that conscious. So ask her. It was on. When was it? I was there. When was I there? It wasn't June. It wasn't May. I think I was there in April.
Mm-hmm.
I was like in the beginning of April.
Yeah.
Ask. It was an Airbnb, big house down by the water, south of Montauk. Ask if there was this big guy laying unconscious on the front stoop. You know what I'm saying? That'd be hysterical if it was Richie. Your daughter could have gave me an IV. That'd be hysterical.
That's the one I'm going to see. She has now moved to Florida.
She
So
just moved.
she just moved a few months ago. So she's going to our in school there,
Oh,
and
good.
they got accepted into St. Pete Sheriff's Department. So he's going to be a deputy.
What a better state, Florida. They take care of their workers.
Okay.
Take better quality of life than New York. And here's the problem. I'm gonna say this right now. New York used to be the best state in the world to live in. I love that I grew up in Long Island in the '80s. It was great.
Cool.
Everyone had jobs. Everyone had money. There was no homeless. If you wanted to work, you could work. Even if you worked at a gas station, you can get a piece of shit basement apartment. Or you want to be rich, you live on the Glen Cove. You could live. Anyone there could have lived on Long Island in the '70s, '80s, '90s. Of course, you're gonna be within your means, but it was possible.
Mhm.
Now, imagine you were my age. You're 30 years old, 35 years old, trying to get a house in Long Island.
Yeah.
And my brother bid on a house in Smithtown last year, and he had like 150 grand cash too in his pocket for down payment, and the house was 750.
Yeah.
He bid 1 million, and he lost by 250,000. So who's paying 500,000 over cost for a
Mhm.
house?
They
Who are you? Who are you competing against? The Sultan of Iran?
They still are. I have friends that are buying houses now, which I think they're crazy, but they're losing houses by 100,000 over what the thing's priced for.
Yeah, and like I say, he bid basically what 30% over cost, and he still
Yeah.
lost.
Yeah.
Right?
Insane.
Yeah.
It's totally crazy. And my daughter's in Florida. My daughter, I have an apartment in my house, legal apartment, Brookhaven Town, that they cost me a lot of money to do it and follow their rules, but I did it. My daughter's renting a three-bedroom house, two bathrooms for the same price in Florida, a whole house, and it's
And down in Florida too, you don't need a permit. You can protect yourself. The sheriffs want you to protect. It's different when you're down there. Even say me in Colorado, like because I remember we had an issue with the crazy neighbors. I don't want to go with the whole thing, but they weren't legal neighbors. There was drug dealers moved in illegally with the landlord, and the leasing agent got fired, and the
right.
sheriff's cross eviction. But I confronted these drug dealers, and they were coming outside my door in the middle of the night when I was sleeping, throwing up gang signs. And,
Mm-hmm.
I woke up and okay, I'm waiting. Okay, hey, kick the door down, go for it. They didn't go for it. Point is, I called the police. I show them the video, and the cops like, well, until they try to kick down the door, there's nothing we could do about it legally because they're just technically it's a little threat, but the courts aren't going to do anything.
Right.
But well, do you have a strap? And I was like, oh yeah, I got a lot. He goes like this. He goes, well, you do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? So like, he was just like, in New York, they'd be like, is it locked up? Oh, 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 oh.
Yeah.
And little cop was like, you got something? I was like, oh yeah. He's like, all right, well, you do what you got to do. Like he was just like straight up like a man.
Yeah.
He's like, got to break in.
I I know two people out of all the people I know that have guns. Two people so far were just issued in the past week concealed carry permits.
Yeah, unrestricted full carry. Yep. Yeah.
Fin- Finally, and I probably know at least 60 people that have taken the class, the whole course.
Oh,
Pay,
I mean, you don't know why though. New York State got in trouble because they were May issue. May issue's a scam.
right,
You're rich, but if you're not rich, you're gonna get at best a sportsman license.
right,
So, which a sportsman license is a carry, but with restrictions, which is illegal.
right.
So it's like saying you could drive your car, but only to and from work. Well, did I get in trouble? No, well because we said so. And so, anyways, um, now New York State is a shall issue. They have to issue to you,
Right.
and you're a felon, of course, or you're delinquent. Like if you're constantly not paying your child support in arrears, or if you're constantly getting misdemeanors, like then they can consider you what's the word, endangered. To like if you're constantly, even in Colorado, they won't give you the full carry license. Like if you're constantly getting arrested for disorderly conduct. I mean, like not like one time you got a ticket, but if you got like 100 tickets for the same thing, they consider you like a threat to the public. Does that make any sense? And then they won't. And that's understandable. I mean, dude, I mean, I'm 40 years old, because I count the womb and like, you know,
So what they did now, if you already had a sportsman, you have to go take this course. Which I'm not against. I'm not opposed to safety and all that. But
and I don't
the,
mind that relation, even though it should, in a way, I could not that only because there is a bunch of idiots out there, and because you'll have to know when you legally carry, it's a responsibility. You can't just do whatever you want.
sure.
And 9 times out of 10, actually 10 times out of 10, for the most part, if you can leave, just get the fuck out of there. And don't go to stupid places.
Yeah.
So don't go to a strip club parking lot. Don't go to a bar at night. You can say, "Oh, well, I'm not drinking." No, but you don't be stupid. You know what I'm saying? Did you ever hear that song by Johnny Cash? Don't bring your guns to town. But the message was, don't go around looking for trouble. Just because you got it, you should look not to get in trouble.
Hmm.
Because unless if you're going to die, it's not coming out the holster,
Right.
right? I can't stress it enough. I just can't stress it enough.
But the part that I'm opposed to is this class. They charge between $550 and $650 per person to take the course, which
Yeah,
you
in
right.
Colorado, it was $100, and they provided refreshments and a lunch. But I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
That,
We
but that's New York. You got to expect. Listen, honestly,
yeah,
that's New York. You're like, hey, you know what? Whatever. Just take the money. At least I got the light. But it's a scam. It's New York.
it is. We hosted at our firehouse
Mm.
because all the firemen want they all have sportsman licenses already. So we host it there, and all the firemen take it.
It's a scam.
So it is,
Yeah.
but it's the only rule that they're putting in front of us right now, stopping us. So we got to do it
For now, until you know.
until they come up with something.
Yeah, I know Nassau County got in trouble because they said, okay, yeah, well, oh yeah, we have to give you the carry license, but then Nassau County said we want you to piss in a cup.
Right, right,
Like, and what if you're taking illegal medication, like because let's say you have cancer or something, whatever, or an opiate, but in this case, because you have a broken back, you're not committing a crime, but then they'll pull your license, right?
right.
So in this case, that got overturned, but you see how the scam, you know.
Hmm.
So, but it is what it is, you know. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm hoping that we'll find out the results in 2 days from my
Okay.
girlfriend. I'm hoping it's gonna be okay. And
Are you there now, or I
oh
missed?
yeah, yeah. But see, I took off early and I brought her here. I didn't want her driving. She's
Yeah,
nervous. But her mother met her here because what happened was I asked her the other day. I said, "You want me to come with you?" And she's like, "Yeah, but my mother's coming too." And she's like, I can't listen. It's you understand? It's for
mhm.
breast. I'm not gonna be in the room, even though it's my girlfriend. She wants her mother there. Like it'd be like if I was over there and it was testicular cancer. Like, what am I gonna have my dad there looking at my balls? Like,
Right,
is I feel men get a pass because meaning like nobody cares. Like if
right,
I went and my prostate checked out, I'm like, Dad, hold my hand. He'd be like, get the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, I hate to say it. Even people, nobody cares about men. I hate to say it. We're here just to build society,
right,
and but I get that too, though, because with that level of not caring, that's what makes us tough. You know what I'm saying, though? Because we don't need that kind of cop saying though. That's just fine. Women, they get that level of concern because they're softer, and they should be softer. By a woman being softer, you want to protect them. You know, is what it is. You know. That's what it is. I can't imagine walking down the street. Some guy tries to mug me. My girlfriend's like, "I got this," you know. But I never been mugged. No
Uh,
one's ever tried to rob me. I don't know why. I don't know why.
I don't
Uh,
think
uh, you know,
either. You know what? I don't end up in those type of situations. I think is what it is.
yeah.
You know,
I also think it's the way you carry yourself. You know what I'm saying? Though,
that too.
I'm not. Also, if you don't start nothing, that's half of it too. If you don't
Right.
start no shit, you know what I'm saying? No. And you've been to the city. I've been to the city 100 times. I don't start nothing, but I'm like, yeah, how you doing? All right. If I walk by somebody, if it looks like a situation, yeah, how you doing? All right. Hey, how you doing? God bless. All right.
Sorry.
And I don't start nothing.
Don't look like a tourist.
No, no. You don't look like a victim either. It's you basically say I'm here.
Yep.
If you walk around with your head down, you're like, oh please, you right away. People, if
Yep.
they're criminal, like, all right, this guy's soft.
Right. That's right.
Is what it is. So what? So you're leaving this weekend? You said.
Even Saturday morning. Yep. And then I'll be back Tuesday night, and then I have an audit. We have a big airline coming on Wednesday, so that'd be Wednesday, and then Thursday, Friday, I relax.
So what do you think about these new cigars been coming out that I've been recommending? I'm not talking on my ass, right? I mean, there's been some
I
great
don't know.
cigars.
Well, see, I've never smoked punch cigars before until now. Now I just ordered. I told you I ordered the Golden Era.
Mhm.
Yeah, I have that coming.
What
At
what's oh,
that's one in the Toro and one in the Churchill. I'm gonna
oh,
get
you talking about the golden era,
the,
golden era. Oh, I thought you said the Bolivar. Okay, gotcha.
so I
Uh,
smoked those before. The Boulevard. I just got that. I liked it. I thought it was
what
really good.
the Grand Republica, the new one?
And not the new one. I wish I got the new one.
Oh, the new one. You got to check that out too. But try that the little. It's a Rothschild, but they call it Robusto now. And check that out. Now, what do you think about that purple? Was phenomenal, right? That
Uh,
wasn't.
I've gone through 2.5 boxes already.
I see. That's the thing. Like, I'm not a sellout. Yes, and I admit, that they've been sending me some stuff, but it is. I'm not making it. It's great stuff, and great price. My missus is coming out right now with the mother. I gotta go now.
Okay, yeah,
So
yeah.
I gotta go. Everyone, take it easy,
Well,
guys. We're gonna take her out for lunch now and try to cheer her.
yep.
Everyone, be good. All right. I'll see you around.
Good night.
Thanks, oh man. God bless you.
Yep.